morning, dear students. Welcome back to the today's session. And this session, we are going to continue the discussion of how to calculate arithmetic mean when the data is in group form. And in that, especially we are going to discuss how to calculate arithmetic mean when the data is in discrete series. In the previous class, I already discussed one problem and we have solved that, and I given one practice question to you. I hope all of you solved and you got the answer, but again I am going to solve on the board. Okay, and I have given find out mean form of a farmers in a village. Okay, here we have two series. One is observation and other one is frequency. Observations means we all know that the values, and frequency means how many times the value or observation is going to be appeared in the data. That is nothing but frequency. This is what the size of farm and number of farmers. For this we have given frequency and size of farm we have taken as a x, and this we have considered as a f. Got it? 64 is appeared 8 times in the data. 63 is appeared 18 times in the data. Got it? Likewise. For this particular data, now we need to find out the arithmetic mean or mean farm size of a farmers in a village. For that, we have three methods to find out the arithmetic mean. In the first method, we are going to apply, that is direct method. Direct method. Under direct method, we have formula x bar. It means arithmetic mean is equal to sigma fx by sigma f. Now, what we should do, we need to find out sigma fx. Sigma fx means sum of f into x values. F into x values we need to find out. F into x we need to find out means we can use calci. 64 is a x, 8 is a f. 64 into 8. How much we need to find out for the each observation, and when we add all this f into x values, we will get sum of fx. Got it? For that, you can use calci. 64 into 8, we have 512. Next, 63 into 18 is equal to 1134. Next, 62 into 12, we have 744. Next, 61 into 9, we get 549. 60 into 7, we get 420. Next, 59 into 6, 354. Then, by adding all this f into x values, we will get sigma fx. By add this plus 420 plus 549 plus 744 plus 1134 plus 512. We get 3000. 3713. Okay, this is what the answer we will get, and we also find out sigma f. Sigma f means sum of all the frequencies we will get sigma f. Sigma f 18 plus 12 plus 9 plus 7 plus 16. We have to add all the frequencies. Then we can find out sigma f. Sigma f is 60. Now, apply to the formula x bar is equal to 3001 3713 divided by 60. Divided by 60, we will get 61 x bar is equal to 61.88. This is what the answer we got. Then next we have two more methods to find out arithmetic mean. What are that? Next one, assume mean method. And assume mean method, the formula is x bar is equal to a plus sigma fd divided by sigma f. For this formula, we need to find out first the deviations. First, we need to find out deviations. Already I explained you. Deviations are nothing but observation minus assume mean. Assume mean means before finding the arithmetic mean, we should take any number as a mean, and with that mean we have to subtract all the observations or x values. Here 64, x is 64. We are assuming we are going to take as a 62 as a assuming, and 64 is a x. 64 minus 62 we will get plus 2, right? Likewise, we need to find out the deviations. 64 minus 62 we will get plus 2 plus 1 0. 61 minus 62 1 minus 1. 60 minus 62 minus 2. 59. Okay, once again I am writing on the board. See there, 59 minus 62. Here, which is the highest value? Minus 62. Then the answer will become minus 3. Got it right? Oh, it's going to be minus in the. Okay, minus 3. Now, after finding the deviations, we need to multiply these deviation values with the frequencies. F into D. We need to find out F into D. Okay, your F is 8. 8 into plus 2. We will get 16. 18 into 1, 18. 0. 12 into 0, 0 only. 9 into 1, 9. 7 into 2, 14. 6 into 3, 18. Here we will be having 9 minus 14 and minus 18. Here plus 16 plus 18. We have plus value we will get 34. Next here minus values we will be having minus 41. Minus 41 plus 34 means we will get sum of FD. By adding all the FD values, we will be get minus 7. Minus 7. Minus 41 minus plus 34 if we subtract, the minus 7 will be remains. Now we can apply to the formula. Come here. A is assume mean. What is the assume mean? We have 62. 62 plus sigma FD we have find it. What is the sigma FD? Minus 7. Minus 7. Sum of frequencies is 60. Here x bar is equal to 62 plus minus 7 divided by 60. We will get 0.133. Okay. Now, minus 0.133. X we have a minus. Plus into minus, 62 minus 1.33, sorry, 0.133. We will get x bar is equal to 61.88 or 86. Same answer will be found with that. Understood, right? Next, we will be going to discuss one more type of arithmetic mean, that is step deviation method. Under step deviation method, the formula is x bar is equal to a plus sigma fp by sigma f into c. What we will do here? We will take common factor again for the simplification of calculation, right? And here for the simplification of calculation, we will find out d dot. D dot. D dot means all the d values we will be divided by the common factor, that is called as d dot. D dot is equal to d by c, right? D by c, or we already have d and c, we should take common factor. Common factor means the value which appears in all the deviation values. It's already minimum values we have. Again, if you want to go into simplification, in this particular problem, when we have one value differentiation, maybe the step deviation method and assuming method will be have similarities. How means here the common factor becomes 1 only, because the minimum value is 1. And we should take the common factor as a 1 only. Common factor we are going to take as a 1. 1 divided by 2, 2. 1 divided by 1, 1. And 0. 1 minus 1 divided by 1, minus 1. Minus 2 divided by 2, minus 2. Minus 3 divided by 2, divided by 1, minus 3 only. Then again, same will be continued. Same. D dot will also be equals to d, and every dot, f into d dot we should do, f into d dot, and 8 into minus 2 plus 16, 18 into minus 1, 18 into plus 1, 18 only, 0, minus 9, minus 14, minus 18, then sigma fd dot equals to minus 7. Just apply to a formula. X bar is equal to, assuming is 62 plus sigma fd minus 7 divided by 60 into common factor is 1. X bar is equal to 62 plus minus 7 divided by 60, we will get minus 0.133 into 1, right? X bar is equal to 62 plus minus 0.133 into 1. Into 1 means same answer will get minus 0.133. Then x bar is equal to 62 plus into minus 0.133. Then answer will be 61.8. Same answer will come in the all three different methods of arithmetic mean. I hope all of you solve this problem. And next we are moving to another group of data, that is how to calculate arithmetic mean when data is in continuous form. Okay, you all know that continuous form means where the observations will be having class intervals. Here see, we will be having 64 as a class. Okay, but they will be having class intervals 63 to 64, 64 to 63, 63 to 62, 62 to 61. Likewise, if there is a class interval, that will be called as continuous series. And the only difference between discrete series and continuous series is we need to find out the mid value of each class interval, except that same procedures will be applied to find out arithmetic mean for the discrete as well as continuous series. Only difference is because in a continuous series we will be having class intervals. For the clear-cut calculation, we need to take midpoints, or we need to find out midpoints of the class intervals. I have already given one formula how to find out midpoint when the data is in continuous form, continuous series. The midpoint formula is upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. By using that formula, if we find out midpoint, then the same procedures will be continued. Okay? Now, calculation of arithmetic mean for continuous series data. I am going to be discussed one example question how to solve it. The example question is find out, first question, find out mean marks of a students in the classroom relating to data given below. Okay, this is what the question. For this question, they will give a data, and for that, out of that data, we have to find out or calculate the mean marks of the student in one particular subject. Now, take a data marks. Next, number of students. Zero to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and 60 to 70. Then the frequency or the number of students is 5, 12, 15, 25, 8, 3, 2. Okay, this is what the question they have given or data they have given. With this data, we have to find out the mean marks of a student. I already said you, the only difference between continuous and discrete series is when we have class interval. Here in the continuous series, we will be having class, in observation we will be having class intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20 like this. And with this class intervals, we can't able to calculate the observations or with the frequencies. Then this class, out of this class intervals, we need to find out the midpoints by using the formula. What is that formula? Upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. and midpoint means we will give as a m. Midpoints means we will give as a, this is number of students. For this we will give as a frequency. Okay, this is x. X, F, M. M means midpoint. Here upper class limit is 10. The lower class limit is 0. 10 plus 0, 10 only. Divided by 2, 5. We got the midpoint. Upper class limit 20, lower class limit 10. 20 plus 10, 30. 30 divided by 2, 15. Midpoints means the exact central value of the class interval. Got it? Then 30 plus 20, 50. 50 by 2, 25. And the same way, 35, 45, 55 and 70 plus 60, 130 divided by 2, if we do 65. This is how to find out the midpoints. Got it? And here, say we have three methods to calculate arithmetic mean. What are that? Direct, assuming and step deviation. But most important for the exam sake is direct method and step deviation method. Assuming sometimes they used to ask or else they won't. But if you know, it will be useful for your future. That means further you will go for the higher studies. Maybe 3 will be, they will be going to ask. That's why you just learn how to find out arithmetic by 3 steps. Okay. Now we will go to discuss the first step, direct method. Direct method. Under direct method, here this formula is going to be little bit changed. Instead of sigma fx, in discrete series which formula we have used, x bar is equal to sigma fx we have used, but here we are not taking the x because x is in continuous form. This x series we have converted into m as a midpoints. Then we can write instead of x sigma fm divided by sigma f. This is what the only changes remaining. Assuming method and step deviation method formula and procedures, everything will be same. Instead of x, we need to consider m. Then we will find out. Now we have to find out sigma f into m. F into m means you should multiply the frequencies with the m. It means midpoints. F into m. Before that, we have to find out sigma f. Sigma f means we have to add all the frequencies. 5 plus 12 plus 15 plus 25 plus 8 plus 3 plus 2. We will get sigma f. Sum of all the frequencies is 70. Now frequencies we should be multiplied with midpoints. Now if we won't consider the x, we will consider m instead of x. 5 into 5, 25. 12 into 15, 180. 15 into 25, 375. 25 into 35, 875. 8 into 45, 360. And 3 into 55 is 165. Next, 2 into 65 is 130. By adding all this f into m, we will get sigma fm. Now add all this f into m values. we will get 2110. Now we'll apply to the formula. The sigma Fm is x bar is equal to sigma Fm is 2110 divided by sigma F is 70, and now calculate 2110 divided by 70. We will be having answer of 30.14. Got it? Now we'll go to our one more method, that is assume mean method. Under assuming method, the formula is same in as well as in discrete series. X bar is equal to a plus sigma fd divided by sigma f. But what we were doing in the discrete series, we used to take assuming from x series, right? But here we need to take assuming from the m series. Any central value we have to assume as a arithmetic mean, that will be called as assuming. Instead of x series, we have to take assuming out of m. Okay, here we have exact central value. 35 will be considered as a assumed mean, right? Then here deviation means, before deviation means x minus a. Now the deviation means m minus a. Deviation means m minus a. Here 5, m is 5 plus 35. 5 minus 35 we will get minus 30. 15 minus 35 we will get minus 20. 15 minus 25 we will get minus 20. And minus 10. 35 minus 35 0. 45 minus 35 10. 55 minus 35 20. 65 minus 35 plus 30. Got it? Then remaining 0. Sigma d will be 0. Now no need the d values, right? Now we need f into d, right? F into d values we have to find out. F into d, here already we have d, and here f. 5 into minus 30. 5 into minus 30, we will be having 150. And 12 into minus 20 to 40. 15 into 10 minus 150 minus 240 minus 150 0. 25 into 0 0 only. 8 into 10 80. 3 into 20 60, and 2 into 30 60. By adding all this, we get sigma fd. Sigma fd will be minus 150 minus 240 minus 150. We will be having minus 540, and plus value 60 60 120 and 200. Plus values are 200 minus 540. We will be having minus 340, right? By adding all sigma d, we got minus 340. Then we will apply to our formula x bar a. It means assuming we have taken as a 35, write down here, plus sigma fd. After finding D, the D values we have multiplied with frequencies. By multiplying all this D values with the frequencies, by adding all this, we got sigma FD equals to minus 34. Minus, sorry, 340 divided by 70. X bar is equal to 35 plus minus 340 divided by 70. Answer will be 4.85. Okay, minus 4.85. X bar is equal to 35 plus into minus, minus 4.85. 4. Same answer we will get. X bar is equal to 30 by 1/4 with the round up, right? Same answer we obtained. Now we will go to the next one more method, that is step deviation method. Most important for your examination sake of view. X bar is equal to A plus sigma FD by sigma F into C. C means common factor. Here, after all this, we need to take, just I'm rubbing this. Okay. Here we need to find out D dot. D dot formula we already know that. D by C. All D values we will divide by the common factor. Common factor means it should be appearing all the deviated values. 10 I am going to take as a common factor because 10 is appeared in all the observations of the D. Then C equals to 10. Minus 30 divided by 10, minus 3. Minus 20 divided by 10, minus 2, minus 10 divided by 10, minus 1, 0, 10 divided by 10, 1, 20 divided by 10, 2, 30 divided by 10, 3. Okay, next, F into D dot. After finding the D dot, again the D dot values we are going to multiply it with the F. Why we are going to use step deviation means simplification of the calculations. Okay. Again, 5 into minus 3, 15. 5 into minus 3 is minus 15. 12 into minus 2, minus 24. 15 into minus 1, minus 15. Okay. Next. 25 into 0, 0 only, 8 into 1, 8, and 3 into 2, 6, and 2 into 3, 6. By adding all this, we will get sigma FD dot, right? And 15, minus 15, minus 15, minus 30, minus 54, plus 20. Plus 20 minus 54, we will get minus 34, right? Then come to apply to the formula. X bar is equal to A is 35 plus sigma FD dot. Sorry, formula is sigma FD dot. Sigma, by adding all this FD dot values, we will get sigma f d dot, that is equal to minus 34. Minus 34 divided by 70. What is the common factor we have taken? The common factor we have taken 10. It means all deviated values we have divided by 10. 10 is common factor. Then instead of C, we can write 10. Then x bar is equal to 35 plus 34 divided by 70. 34 divided by 70, we will be having minus 0.48 into 10. Then x bar is equal to 35 plus minus 0.48 into 10. Into 10, if we do minus, or we will do one more. 35 we will write down here, and 35 plus into minus, minus 0.48 into 10. X bar is equal to 35 minus 0.48 into 10, 4.8 we will get. Okay, then x bar is equal to 31.8 something will be. Sorry, 30. We'll take 3 digits here, 0.485, and where plus into minus, minus 0.485 into 10. Into 10, we'll get 4.85 minus 35, we'll get 30.14. Same as. This is how to calculate arithmetic mean when the data is in continuous form. Okay, this is how. All of you understood? Once again I am going to repeat. We are in the continuous. Once again I am repeating. In the continuous series, we will be having class intervals. That's why we are going to find midpoints. And only changes between discrete and continuous series is sigma. Instead of sigma f x, we will use sigma fm, and remaining everything will be same, and deviations and d dot, everything will be same, but assuming we will be take instead of x, we will be consider the m. Okay, in place of x, we will consider everything as a m. That's the only changes. When we add all the frequencies, we will get sigma f, and f into m if we do, we will get sigma fm. Okay, f into m, all the values if we add, we will get sigma fm, and d means deviation. Deviation means earlier x minus a. Now the deviation formula is m minus a. Write down properly. Deviation in continuous series will be formula is m minus a. Okay. Here m minus a means m is midpoints. 5 minus, assuming we have taken 35. 5 minus 35 we will get minus 30. 15 minus 35 we will get minus 20. 25 minus 35 we will get minus 10. Likewise, we have to find out the deviation. After finding the deviations, this deviation values we should be multiplied with the f. Then we will get f into d. By adding all f into d, we will get sigma fd. Then assuming will be over. Then for the step deviation method, again we have to find out d dash or d dot. Now d dot means, okay, we have to take common factor the deviation, and with that common factor we have to divide it by all the deviation values. Okay, this is where to find out the d dash, and all these d dash values when we multiply with the frequency, then we will find out f into d dot. By adding all this f into d dot, we will get, okay, sigma f d dot, and all this should be applied to one formula. Okay, this is how to calculate. I hope all of you understood, and tomorrow in the next session we will be going to continue the next session of the same chapter. Thank you everyone.